Hey there, this is meteorologist Jamie Singleton from the home office right now. I just wanted to give you a really quick update on what's going on outside because we still do have some rain that continues developing over the area this afternoon. And you can see it rotating in here, moving in from the Roanoke Valley area, moving in across Southside and Danville as well. Just like we had last night, this is a fairly steady rain. It's not really falling in torrential downpours, but it's adding up really fast. In fact, at the house right now, I've got about just over 3.5 inches of rain already, and I would tell you that I think we're probably going to see amounts over 5 inches by tonight. Now, we still have a couple of days of rain to come beyond this. The good news is what we're seeing right now, as you know, with the dry ground, has really prevented a lot of flooding issues so far. But things are going to start to change here as we go into the next couple of days and even into tonight and into tomorrow as numerous waves of rain develop. You can see some heavier rain out across the mountains in North Carolina. And here the ground is getting very saturated very quickly. So we are seeing some flash flooding reports coming in east of Asheville, around Morganton and Black Mountain, up around Johnson City and around Boone as well. So this is a very dangerous situation. I've been talking about it for a while. And one thing I will note to you here is that we are seeing some, like in Martinsville and Danville, we're seeing some new areas of rain that are developing as the air moves up against the mountains. So you can't really look at the radar screen and say that, I don't see anything upstream here around Raleigh, so it's almost over. The rain is developing on top of us, and so that's going to be the issue here as we go through the next few days, and I don't see it breaking up. I thought maybe this would occur in waves, but now that temperatures are only in the lower 50s, sometimes that adds to the amount of lift and overall rain coverage and enhances it just a bit. I'm going to show you here the, let's see, we'll get rid of that. Here's the upper level water vapor, and you can see that upper low. Look at this spiraling here across Tennessee and Kentucky. And the moisture is starting to pivot. Now not coming out of the south as much. If you look at the south, it's actually dry across Atlanta. Our moisture is going to start coming in almost like a fire hose here off the Atlantic Ocean. And so we're going to see some rainfall totals start to increase here as we go through the evening hours. And we're going to see flooding continue to increase. I know the James River is running pretty high. Looks like the watersheds in Franklin County are doing okay right now, but as we go into the night tonight, if this rain continues to just develop on top of us, it's going to be hard to keep the water where it's supposed to be through the morning tomorrow for Wednesday. And looking at some of the model guidance here, I don't see things improving all that much. In fact, I'm going to show you here something that I'm looking at here off of the COD site. This is off the rapid update cycle. This updates every few hours. So this is this afternoon. As we go through the next few hours here, maybe some lull in the activity here, but the models have had a hard time predicting these lulls. Really haven't had one yet. They continue to underdo, in my opinion, the rainfall. But notice where the heavier rain is here for Wednesday. It's in North Carolina, and then once again it moves north into Virginia. This is a different model. This is the NAM model that just came out, the high-res NAM. And so this is right now going into this evening. We have more rain around. Notice the heavier rain getting enhanced where it hits the mountains. That's where the green is darker. And that's going to continue right through the night tonight. So the NAM is, in my opinion, fairly accurate here because it's not showing much of a break. This is 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's still raining just as hard as it is outside right now. And in fact, it may be raining a bit harder in some spots. The core of one of the areas of energy is going to be down here across the North Carolina mountains. And I'm really worried that some of these areas are going to get 10 to 20 inches of rain. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And it's not hype. I mean, we've already had up to 5 inches of rain in this area already. And the rest of Virginia and Southwest Virginia will be up around 5 inches already. And that'll be about halfway through the event. So if you just, use simple math, that would get those totals through Friday around 10 inches in many backyards. And so we're going to continue to see the rivers cresting and rising. And it may be difficult to pinpoint where we think those crests are going to be because as the rain continues to fall, the forecast will have to be updated, unfortunately. Going through Wednesday evening, this is Wednesday night, still lots of rain, heavy rain coming in for Wednesday night. And notice the core of the rain is really yet to get through here until the day Thursday. That's when we're going to see the heaviest of rainfall, and that will be an all-day Thursday event once again. So this is one of those systems that if I compared it to 2018, I was thinking maybe it would be more like on and off again storms. This looks like it's just steady, moderate rain. That may help us on the flash flooding end some, although I do think there's still going to be some flash flooding. But eventually we're just going to see general flooding, I think, as the ground just can't take anymore, and it's just going to continue raining on top of that. You know, and just since I've been talking to you here live, I've got another 0.05 of an inch of rain here on my rain gauge, so it's continuing to look pretty bad out there. This is the, let me pop this on, maybe it looks a little better, not much, but a little bit bigger for you. This is the total precip off the dam. So this is in addition to the 3 to 3.5 inches of rain that we had overnight last night, and that we already have. We've got another 4 inches on the way for the Roanoke Valley area, the greater Roanoke Valley area. But look very closely here, right in there at Bent Mountain, Floyd County, Copper Hill, right up against the Blue Ridge, western Franklin County. Look at the scale here. You get into these purples, you're looking at 10 to 16 inches. And that is very, very concerning. This was also in the forecast for last night. Now, I don't know if the model's overdoing it or not, but so far, it hasn't been. So far, we've been getting about what the model's been saying. So if we continue in this pattern, we are going to see prolific rainfall amounts, possibly near a foot, by the time we go into Thursday into Friday. And this only goes through Thursday evening. There could be more rain after that into Friday. So some of these amounts may be overdone in places, but they may be underdone in others. You can see outside of here, I don't like to just pinpoint the highest areas, but I did want to show you that. Around the area, 5.48 Martinsville, another 3.5 for Danville, another 3 to 4 inches for the western Piedmont of North Carolina. Some areas getting another 5 to 6 inches near Charlotte, and getting up into the mountains around Boone, another 10 to 15 inches of rain. Mudslides are going to become an issue. Flooded roadways are already out and about. We've got some minor flooding occurring. This is the Virginia Department of Transportation 511 site. Each one of these little clouds here, Carroll County, that's a flooded roadway. There's another one in Carroll County. Looks like Carroll County's seen a fair amount of flooded roadways here. I've got one in Pittsylvania County near the Franklin County line there on Route 896 that is closed for flooding. And there's another one down here in Patrick County. We typically do see this when it rains a lot. You'll at least get a few roads that are closed. So folks have been asking me about road conditions. There are a handful right now, but I think as we go through the night tonight, you're going to see more possible flood advisories. And as the conditions deteriorate out there, not really in terms of the rainfall increasing in intensity, which is again possible, but we're just going to see generalized flooding, I think, take place, ditches overflowing, things of that nature. Right now the ground is still taking it okay, but there's a lot of runoff in the rivers already, and so if by this time tomorrow afternoon, if that rain continues, we're going to be looking at a very serious problem out there. This is the, let me show you just a regular NAM here. And I'll take a second to load. I'm at home, so my internet's not quite as fast. But this is the NAM. So this is tonight. It's NAM forecast. We've got more moderate to heavy rain down here across Patrick County. Light to moderate rain in Franklin County. It looks like about the same kind of rain we've got out the window right now in Burnt Chimney. And then as Wednesday morning approaches here, we may start out with some lighter rain according to the NAM. But what I'm very concerned about is by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock Wednesday, here's this very heavy band here that sets up from North Carolina. And again, the moisture is going to be streaming in aloft from the southeast. So it's going to be paralleling where this line of rain is. So this is going to be some training rain that's going to hit the mountains, and that's why you're seeing those 10 to 15 inch amounts, because this is not going to move once it sets up. You can see here, this is Wednesday 8 p.m. It's still over the area and expands north into Roanoke and Lynchburg, and then as we go into 10 p.m. And then 2 a.m. Thursday, this is now early morning Thursday 5 a.m. This is 8 a.m. Thursday morning. It hasn't moved. It's just going to be, unfortunately, I thought maybe northwest North Carolina, and they are going to get hit. But it is looking more and more like the Roanoke Valley and southwest Virginia down through Franklin County and Floyd County is going to take this on the chin in terms of flooding. Now, as we go through the day Thursday, look, it regenerates. because the upper low is still there. It's still spinning around, and we still have these areas of energy rotating around it. And even in the Thursday night. Now, do we have a break coming up? Maybe Thursday night and the Friday. Looks like some drier air mixes in. But here comes the core of the upper system. So Friday may start out sunny, but we may see one more round of thunderstorms develop Friday afternoon, and that may cause some flash flooding. If rivers are going to crest, my best guess right now would be they're going to start to get to near flood stage by tomorrow afternoon, by lunchtime tomorrow. So monitor the streams and creeks. If you live in a flood-prone area, you know the drill. You need to go ahead and you need to take those precautions right now. The flood watch has been expanded, and it will probably continue to be expanded throughout the area as the rainfall continues to total up out there. But go ahead and get things to higher ground, get yourself to higher ground, because if a warning comes out, you don't want to be running around like crazy trying to get everything out of the way and get yourself out of the way. You want to be prepared for this. And you can see how the rain, I'm putting another radar loop on here. You can see how it continues to develop. Now it's getting heavier once again across south side. So that's what I was talking about. You almost have to nowcast this, because if you look at it on the model, it's easy to get caught up in the model and not in what's going on outside. You have to look at the radar with time. And notice it's back building again toward the Greensboro area, down through here across Guilford County and Rockingham County, North Carolina. So I do think this is going to be a major, serious flooding event. And with time, we're going to see the whole gamut of flooding, from the low spots out there to potential mudslides and rock slides, things of that nature, unfortunately coming up here for tomorrow as this just continues out there. So bring me your rainfall reports. I've got a post on there. Be sure to include your location, the time of the report, and how much rain you have in your rain gauge, and we'll keep that thread going. But I did want to tell you that you definitely, if you live near a river, maybe you're new to the area, you just moved closer to a stream or creek, maybe you want to ask your neighbors, what should I be doing right now? What have you done in past floods? Because this is probably going to be one of our bigger flooding events if these models verify, and if the rain continues to develop. So far, it looks like the models are verifying. That's your update for right now. More to come into tonight.